This week in Nerf, we've got flywheel theory, body kits, and memes no longer being dreams. I'm Jang, and this is your source for first-party, third-party, and community Nerf news. Jumping right on in, let's start off with a new blaster that just hit that I didn't think was going to be dropping until later this year, and that is the Modulus Strife, which this last week hit on Amazon for $30 retail, which is about what we expected in terms of price because of the additions of the grip and the muzzle piece on it, which is a bit of a bummer because I don't really see too much value from these pieces, but I'm not the target audience, obviously. Kids are the target audience and they may love these attachments, so it may be worth that extra $5 to $10 for those kids or for the parents buying for those kids. They get more attachments to play with and mess around with, and they may enjoy that a lot more and get their money's worth out of it. From a perspective of a hobbyist and for our community, it's definitely a bummer that that's the price of them, but it is always nice to see the Strifes continuing to be sold in whatever form they are because they're such a great blaster and great blaster to start with for so many people, whether it comes to modding or just having something to play with at a game. So I'm happy to see these out. I'm happy they exist. I'm happy we have them. One other downside is that I shouldn't be surprised by this, but the paint is only on one side, which I shouldn't be surprised, but here I am, a little bit sad that we only have the deco on one side, as per usual, but you can always paint it. You can always add your own stripe, you can always do something to it. It's just a small, minor gripe about these blasters. But they are out, and there will be a link down below to go pick one up, or to the listing in general from Reddit, where it's been posted multiple times. There'll be a place for you to find it if you can't find it there. Moving on, the next topic of business is an amazing post from Ryan of MTB. And this is just a super comprehensive look into high FPS flywheel theory. And I really enjoyed reading it. It is a long read, I will tell you, but it is a worthwhile read. He goes into all of the aspects of flywheels and high crush and torque and a lot of things that have been discussed lately, and how valuable torque is and the trade-offs between torque and higher FPS and kind of where to find that right balance for your build and things like that. Because there always is a balance, there always is compromise that needs to be made, which is something he brings up when talking about whether they're using the standard kind of motors that we're using now, the 130s, 132s, or the 180s, which is the brushed kind of stuff, or if you're going with a brushless motor, whether an in-runner or out-runner. He talks about those details, and this is just a wonderful piece of information. You all know that I love sharing these great community resources with all of you, and this is one of them for sure. So please check this out. It does have a TLDR on it, but I sincerely recommend reading the entirety of it and the predecessor to this article, as well as it does contain more valuable information, and it will help you to understand why you use certain things and why certain things are as they are, or why choices are made. And that information really helps you break down why you're building what you're building and why you're using what you're using in your build, so your build can be better and you'll have a better understanding of how to go about it and what you want to use and what components are right for you. So definitely check this article out. If there's one thing you get from this episode of this week, this is it, in my opinion. This is the thing to go check out and spend some time reading. So yeah, go do that. Link is down below, of course. Now, in terms of cool looking things, definitely something cool this week, and that is the Argus Modworks Swordfish Bullpup kit for the Strife. This is a masterful looking piece of kit that goes in your Strife and turns it into a Bullpup. So if you are a fan of Bullpup blasters, you like the Raven, and you don't necessarily want another Raven but want another Bullpup blaster, why not turn your Strife into a Bullpup? Now, this isn't the most affordable body kit, but most body kits generally aren't because it's a lot of 3D printing and it's a lot of plastic. This kit comes in around $100, so it's not cheap, but the aesthetic is really cool. It's really unique, it's really interesting looking, and I I dig the way it looks. So if you're looking for something to kind of differentiate your Strife a bit, or have a Raven that's a little bit different, it might be something to look into. Something important to note though, as there was a little bit of controversy that popped up this week over it, is that the kit does not include the barrel shroud that is shown in most pictures with it. It's personally something that I hope in the future maybe Argus Modworks will design their own barrel shroud to go with this kit, because I think it would be cool to have something that matches the aesthetic rather than getting like a worker F10555 kit or barrel shroud to go on it, because it doesn't quite match all the way. And that's one of my gripes about the kit. As cool as the rest of it looks, I want that barrel shroud to match that look. I want that aesthetic to be the same and be fluid and smooth and go throughout it and just look nice. That is what I want for this kit, because it is a sweet looking kit otherwise. There are some things that have been talked about where the linkage for the trigger is a bit, it leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's, you know, I suppose it's to be expected for something like this, because it's not the greatest of links. It's more of a cosmetic kit, and I'm sure there's ways to fine tune it and make it better, and I'm sure people will figure out how to do that, and we'll get some posts on how to do it, because it's some really cool stuff. There's some really, really cool stuff coming out of Argus Modworks just in general. They designed a CQR, or CQB, I can't remember the letters. They designed a kit for the Caliburn to change the aesthetics of it, and it is cool looking. It is really cool looking. So go check that out as well. On the top of Caliburns, I'm excited for that because, well, I may have something fun to share with you all tomorrow, so just be on the lookout for that. But yeah, definitely cool stuff coming from Argus Modworks. They do some fantastic visual aesthetic work there, so go check that out. It's going to bring us to the mod of the week, and this week there is no official mod of the week, but I do have a post from Nevitz01 on Reddit, and this is a compilation of all of the Merge Masters 2 entries as they currently stand. There's about a week or two left in the Merge Masters 2 Reddit competition, and this is a fantastic display of modding ability, and I can't wait to discuss more of these blasters in the future, hopefully. I would love to actually, I may just do an episode solely on Merge Masters 2, because there's a lot of cool stuff going on in that competition. But there's a link down there to a lot of the work in progress shots and cool stuff like that. So go check that out, have a look at some cool stuff, and maybe we'll talk about more of it when they're all finished and the voting is in and all of that, because, oh, there's some cool stuff going on in that competition. But we do have a video of the week, and I don't know how it could be anything but this. It is the Get Gone IRL video from Make.Test.Battle. And now normally I do like to focus on channels that I feel don't have the viewership that I feel they deserve or their video warrants, but this video is just so entertaining. It's so entertaining, how can I not share it? And this was such a fun day. I got to be there for it and got to hang out for all of this happening. There's a great story behind it when you watch the video of how the community came together to buy a battle racer that Ryan of MTB got to ride around on and just do some silly fun. It was just pure fun. And that's what made this such a great video, is that was really shown through it, is how much fun we got to have with this goofy thing that we've talked about in the past through other videos like Coat Duck's review of it. It just keeps coming back, and it was an absurd amount of fun to be there and be part of it and have fun, and I want all of you to go watch it, because it is goofy fun, and it's some of the best kind of fun, just with people goofing off and having a good time. So go check that out. That video is going to be right over here, because we are at the end of the episode now. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Let me know what you thought of everything in today's episode down below. I love hearing from all of you. And if you're new to the channel and enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the subscribe button for more in the future. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jangular, and I'll see you next time.